If you learn this, it will save you from many troubles. Something happened about, how many years ago was this now? About 10 years ago, I was at Bode Thomas. And I wanted to enter a cab, so I stopped the cab. As the cab was moving, the driver just looked at the other passenger at the back and said, "What did you put in my boot? What did you put in my boot?" Those of you who know streets, you're already laughing. I didn't know. What did you put in my boot? And the person said, please, my Oga died, and I just carry dollars to help myself. If you cooperate, I will share some with you. So the driver parked. I said, "Hello, Mr. Man, are you going my direction or not? Why are you parking?" He looked at me, he said, "Dollars, there's dollars in the boot." I said, "Are you going my direction or not?" He now said, "Hey, I want to resolve this matter." I just opened the door and came down. So it was, I think the next week I was talking to my mom, and I said, I don't know what led to it. I just said, "You know what, I was in this cab," and the driver was like, and my mom shouted, for you to gauge her reaction, my mom is Yoruba. So she said, "Huh?" She held something. And then she said, "What do they call them? One chance." That's one chance. I didn't know. Listen, and you don't need to know. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are some troubles that you will never fall a victim of if your heart is in the right direction. As far as I was concerned, you are talking about money that is not my own. It's not my business. It's not my business. Are you going my direction or not? If you are not, drop me, let me go. Drop me, let me go. See, if your heart is in the right direction, there are so many troubles you will save yourself from. When I was pastoring the Abuja church, a strange man came to our church, and when I was done, he said, "I like your preaching. I want to support your ministry. Send me, the budget of your ministry, everything God has told you." I'm like, this was about 2018. So I was like, do you think our ministry is small? But as I was doing the budget, I was like, let's not be greedy now. So I just put it at 500 million, and then I sent it. Then he told the assistant, he said, "It's too small." Have you seen the type of favor that you become suspicious? That I believe in favor, but what is going on? Do you understand? Have you seen the type of favor that if it's the opposite sex, you say, "I have boyfriend," though? Have you seen? What do you want? And that's how he sent someone to me, to say, "What do you do if, you did a lot of bad things in the world, you have a lot of money, but now you are a Christian, but the money is just there. What do you do with it?" That I'm thinking we can put it into the work of God. And all of now, at the time, again, I didn't know. In case you don't know, there is something called money laundering. Are you listening to me? At the time, I didn't even know. I didn't understand the concept. But it just didn't seem right to me. It just didn't seem right to me. And I thank God for the kind of woman I married. The moment I mentioned it to her, it was dead. You said, "No, forget about it," And then we just moved on. It wasn't too long after that I started hearing what it meant, and I knew, that was what he was trying to do. From that day, I never saw him in church again. Never. And I heard a lot of other stories. There was a man of God who was preaching. As he was preaching, some people just came in with red waistcoat. They didn't allow him finish. They said, come, man. Come down. Follow us. Straight to prison. You will continue. You will win souls there. Listen, when you hear things like this, it's one thing to laugh and say, hey, you have not been tested yet. Do you know the kind of money? I'm not talking 1 million. I'm not talking 1 billion. I'm not talking 2, 5. I'm not talking. Are you listening to me? Have you seen the type of temptation? Even if you say no, the no will be small. No. And you are praying in your heart. Don't ask again. No. In the words of Bishop David Oyedepo, what God cannot give me, may I never have. Now, I'm thinking back and I'm like, God has blessed our ministry so many times over. And I'm like, it is true. Listen, this is part of the things you need to learn. The devil doesn't like you. If the devil is offering you something, it's because he already knows that it's in your future. Are you listening to me? If the devil is offering Jesus the world, all the glories of the world, it's because God already destined it for him. That's why. So he's trying to give you the counterfeit to lure you from what is authentic. That's why. In fact, if you never knew you'll be great, the moment the devil tempts you, know that there is something great in your future. Know that there is something great in your future. If the devil is so curious about my life, there aren't 2 devils, only one. With all the trouble I'm going through, there must be a purpose to my life. It's one of the ways to know that you are great. If the devil is giving you attention. Yes. If the devil, out of all the people in the world, so all this trouble that I'm going through, there must be a purpose to my life. Please, are you listening to this? This is so important. But first, you have to understand priority. See, there is a way, if you have stuck to only one part of the Christian's message, that God blesses, God provides, and all of that, you will not be ready for some temptations. And that's why there are some parts of the Bible you must pay attention to. Unintentionally. When we're reading texts like Hebrews 11, there are some parts we focus on. Faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Especially when you get to verse 32, where he says, and what more shall I say? For time will fail me to talk of Gideon and of Barak, to talk of Samson and of Jephthah, and David and Samuel, who through faith subdued kingdoms, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouth of lions, and you are scared. Me too, I will subdue kingdoms, stop the mouth of lions. But it didn't stop there. In verse 35, the second part of it, it says, others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they may obtain a better resurrection. Can you say a better resurrection? Listen, this is part of the teaching of faith. So listen, oh my God. It is a story of faith. What people gained with faith. It is also a story of faith. What people lost because of faith. Faith is not only discerned by what you were able to gain by it, but by what you were willing to lose for it. It should be non-negotiable. There should be some lines you will never cross. At what cost? At what cost? When are you going to answer like the Hebrew boys and say, we are not careful to answer you? If it be so, throw us into the fire. Do we still have Christians like that in this generation? Please, if there is such person in this room, say it loud.